afternoon to the organizer and also to all the ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, nowadays okay. So I'm going to talk, give you a sharing about the 5G and also digital transformation in Malaysia. Next page, please. Yes, this is the various plans that actually lay out by the government of Malaysia, central government of Malaysia. So we have many plans, and so if you follow us from since the started of the so-called first Silicon Valley model in Southeast Asia since 1996, so Malaysia has evolved. So we have so many digital plans going along, and then until 2019, you see we have already launched the for 5G National Fiberization and Connectivity Plan, Industrial 4.0, Smart City Framework, and also Shared Prosperity Vision 2030. So which cover all the aspects of the digital plans. I think you're looking at Southeast Asia, other countries as well. A lot of the model has been or plan has been rolled out. So the key issues now, as always we said, is the implementation. So so how do we implement that policy, and what's the key measurement that would be able to use to measure the success or the challenges that we face, especially during the COVID pandemic. Okay, next page, please. Okay, I think the latest, the most comprehensive plan that rolled out by the government of Malaysia is this, what we call that My Digital Roadmap, Malaysia Digital Economy Blueprint. Basically, it was announced this year. So it's basically roll out a few key measures that we want to do. Having all these plans is what is the key measurement, the KR that we were able to measure. So that it will trickle down to the daily lives of the people. For that, we have three, targets, three groups of targets. First is for the people. So we want to create 500,000 new jobs, 100% household with internet, and all the students have online learning. As during COVID time, I think our students has been study from home instead of work from home for almost a year. We're looking at maybe another 6 months as well. So that we have launched many plans so that every students was given, we were trying to provide almost every student with a tablet and also, a Wi-Fi plan, especially for those who are in rural areas. And for the business sectors, I think this is the most interesting part, where we have an ambitious project that we want to bring the whole country, the 800, almost 900,000 micro, small SMEs in Malaysia to really adopt e-commerce, to digitalize them so that 30% of them uplift in productivity, and then we have wanted to have the number of startups to 5,000 startups per year, and then attract 2 unicorn. In fact, yesterday we had the so-called first unicorn in Malaysia. As you know, Grab is already a regional unicorn, or Singapore unicorn, so it's not the really Malaysian unicorn, although it origins from Malaysia. It happens all the time, as it's grown in the regional. So yesterday, the Clasdom, the one of the car rental marketplace, actually work with these Australian partners to actually to form one of the largest car rental marketplace in Southeast Asia. So we have first so-called homegrown unicorn, besides Grab. And then of course in the government sectors we want to I think the biggest push is to for e-wallet and then cashless payment. So most government agencies for next years will be able to provide all the payment option, and also wanted to push for the usage of cloud storage across the government. And you can see later on the 5G rollout, especially the high-speed internet data center as well. Next page, please. Okay, so you look at that the high-level ideas of Malaysia digital economy blueprint or my digital roadmap. The vision that Malaysia has always wanted to be the leader of the regional leader in terms of smart city, in terms of digital economy. We have a few objectives, 6 trusts and 22 strategies as well. Because I think if you look at that, there's a lot of things that we wanted to do. Next page, please. And these are the major 6, major 6 trusts. So I think the challenge for countries like Malaysia and Southeast Asia is always that how much investment that we want to put in, because if you want to build unicorn, you want to really have so much startups, you want to have so much SMEs to be digitalized. I mean, overnight, you've seen in Malaysia, the e-commerce has boomed so much, right? I think the e-commerce has grown by 30%. Just in last quarter, the digital payment has also rise up very much, almost replacing the so-called cash payments in Malaysia. So I think so our challenge is we need to convince that our society, because all these plans cannot be done by one central government, cannot be done only by state government, but it needs from private sectors, it needs startup, it needs merchants, our SMEs to be able to come together to invest, because I think we all understand that it takes a whole village to raise a kid. So if we have so many plans and so how much the investment we need to go in. So the challenge is always to convince the decision maker, the society, that instead of building, hardware, we should invest in software. So the always debate, the continuous debate is that in Malaysia we would have no qualm of investing millions of dollars in a highway and anything. So now the challenge is to we actually welcome the common goal of having so many plans and stuff like that, ambitious goal of getting all our SMEs, our startups are coming out. So the mantra, the challenge now we throw to the society is actually we wanted the top the companies in our stock exchange companies, the top GLC, the society, the top companies as well, to put in all the investments so that we would be able to implement all these goals. Right? Very sensible, but in terms of we wanted to do it in the next 2 years. It seems that we have a new push, the kind of urge, as we know that Malaysia is in a hard lockdown now. We are talking about further lockdown because our infection rate was quite high for the past few days due to the Delta variant. Okay, next page, please. And we're looking at also the major challenge is also digital divide between urban and rural. So you can look at the major, the usage of internet, high-speed internet, and the rest. You're talking about 100 Mbps. It's all in 3 major industrial areas in Malaysia, in the West Coast, in the Penang, Kuala Lumpur, Selangor is in the middle of Malaysia, and then Johor, which is next to Singapore. So these are the 3 major areas in the West Malaysia, but we have a large, countries as well in the East Coast Malaysia. So how do we reach that? How do we provide the so-called our targets is to provide at least 100 Mbps, high-speed internet to all the student schools as well. So I think that's where we are heading towards that as well. Next page, please. And also, this is from the news as well. We have already rolled up our 5G plans, and we have picked Ericsson to build the 5G network after the under the 2.6 billion deal under the tendering process. Next page, please. And then we have our Jandela program, which is the high-speed internet, sort of map that will be able to check what's the performance of the the fiberization, the implementation of 5G. Some area is I think the idea was at first was to consolidate the 4G, fiberize all the 4G, but now we want to move a step faster, to roll faster to have a 5G, so everybody can start to check whether the the coverage is strong enough in your areas, and you can do a monitoring on that. I think it is a good tools that increase the transparency, provide public feedback, that everybody will be able to also provide enough monitoring to the service provider, so that they will increase their service to reduce the drop calls and stuff like that, increase the performance as well. Next page, please. Yes, and then we have our Jandela programs, the short term, the program that we wanted to roll until 2020 until 2022, and then the phase 2 and stuff like that. So they're quite details in all the web pages, and everybody can go there to use the apps and tools to actually to monitor whether it is the goals has been reached. For example, we wanted to, in 2 years time, we wanted to make sure the 3G services sunset. We have to upgrade our 4Gs and finish the fiberization of the connectivity in the country as well. We want to increase the 5G coverage from 91% to 96% premises, and all the schools almost will have 100 Mbps high-speed internet providing. Okay, as well. Okay, next page, please. And this is another example of the map that public can use to monitor what's the the coverage, the upgrade of the 5G coverage in Malaysia. Next page, please. And also, I think the other hot topics is about the Malaysian government under the My Digital Roadmap. Tentatively, I think they have given 4 major players, the TM, which is the main telco, Malaysia, Microsoft, Amazon, to build, manage, the high-speed, hyperscale data centers and provide hybrid cloud services. And of course, the a lot of noises as well from the local service provider to be able to give a given opportunity as well. So I think there might be more opportunity to focus on to really build Malaysia as the HDC hub in the region as well. Comparatively, I think in terms of price, in terms of technology, we do hold the advantage in terms of geography. So that I know our compatriots of Southeast Asia is here, but we always pride ourselves as we are the center of Southeast Asia. Okay. Next page, please. And then you look at the increase of e-commerce. I think this is the most almost like at least search more than 30%. This is first quarter. I mean, from but later on I'll have some sharing as well. We have seen the growth of e-commerce has been tremendous. I think this is due to Malaysia have a 3 lockdown period. So we have so-called movement control order 1.0 since last February, and then 2.0, and currently we are in the movement control 3.0 or towards the the revitalization process, but it's still hard knockdown. So that's has become the major spur for the growth of e-commerce and SME digitalization, because all of them you couldn't do physical business, So that it really pushed the digitalization process in Malaysia. So the e-commerce is we can say that just like in Taiwan, in other countries as well, we are just starting to enter the full blown of e-commerce as well. Okay, next page. And the other major issues, I think, in Malaysia is that we are going to give, to approve 6 digital banking license this year. end of the year, most probably. So there's a lot of contender for that as well, from various sectors, even from Grab, Singtel, non-Malaysian local players as well is joining as well. So there are various consortium were involved, and there were rumors of possible of more major, digital banking licenses to be given up as well. And they are more, we have relaxed a lot of, we have encouraged, in fact, not only relaxed, more, digital finance. So fintech is going to be a major, major contribution to the Malaysian economy, to the digital economy, since after e-commerce, SME digitalization, you can see that fintech is going to be growing very strong, and the government is encouraging it. Not only fintech, not only digital banking, but also equity crowdfunding. We have been growing very strong as well in Malaysia. So there are others, strategies that have been, applied so that we will be able to vitalize the whole economy as well. Okay, next page, please. And then, of course, you can see that actually the growth of so-called super apps across the region. So you look at the business sector, you shouldn't be looking at just one country, because like AirAsia is actually working with Gojek, and then their first project, their first collaboration is actually in Thailand. So AirAsia took over the Gojek Thailand and worked together towards to build this regional super apps. So you can see from the the pattern of growth is that the digital economy in Southeast Asia is not only restricted one country, but all the major companies, including AirAsia, the F&B, the transportation company, the fintech as well, they are going to blend it together, so-called super apps. So they want to compete with Grab, so they will be able to deliver foods, deliver your products, marketplace, and then with fintech, payment gateway as well. So everything will be, I think, more or less will come together. And together, of course, we will have digital banking licenses. I think the Malaysia and Singapore has give away 3 licenses. Malaysia is going to give another 6 and few more. So, and then of course with a lot of e-wallet players as well in this region. So we're going to see the delivery, the e-commerce and food F&B delivery, e-commerce product as well, and as well as the payment gateway, digital payment is going to blend together. I think this is where the huge opportunity is going to happen as well. Next page, please. And of course, a little bit introduction about what we do. We are the digital corporation, a major digital corporation in the state of Selangor, the largest state, the major economic powerhouse in Malaysia. So we work with a lot of startups. We took our startups, either local or foreign startups, so to Silicon Valley, to JD, Alibaba, to Taiwan, to Jakarta, to Thailand as well. And, we can organize all events and conferences. This was obviously before the lockdown. So this is some of our major program as well. Next page, please. And for e-commerce, we have done a lot of e-commerce and SME digitalization. So we have a lot of, in fact, as of today, we have a lot of e-commerce classes still going on. Around, almost 450 people are actually coming together at our online e-commerce classes, our SME digitalization classes as well, to learn about how to digitalize their businesses. Okay, next page, please. So this is our e-commerce program. This is 2 years ago. Now it's much more popular. Next page, please. And this is our startup program. So every year we work with 30 startups. Out of the 122 apply to work with them. So almost 40% of them will be getting funded, as a seed level, and graduated to Series A towards Series B as well. Okay, next page, please. And currently, the central government and also the state of Selangor government as well, we are giving 5 million or 100 million each towards the our SMEs to digitalize their business in terms of cloud accounting, digital marketing, and stuff as well. So we're giving grant to encourage all the matching grant to all the SMEs to actually apply and also digitalize their business process. Next page, please. And of course, you look at the beside the the active involvement Malaysian. So there's an asymmetric relationship. The Malaysian likes to use handphones, so almost we have a very high handphone penetration, very high internet penetration, and also we are very active in social media. And then and also e-commerce. We really love e-commerce. But then in terms of if you look at the digital tools, the usage of digital tools is very low. It's still not up to the point. The highest is finance and in terms of industry IR 4.0, in terms of digitalization, there's a long way to go as well. So this is where we want to push up. Right. Next page, please. And we have been organizing a lot of webinars with the local and also regional, local and cities, kind of business chambers and stuff like that, so that to encourage them to apply for the grant, to actually apply this digital tools in their business. Right. Next page, please. And also we have an e-bazaar campaign. Basically, it's the Selangor state government actually fork out the subsidize the merchants so that they will be able to join, for the so-called online marketplace campaign. We work with Shopee and also both Lazada, two of the largest marketplace in Southeast Asia. So to launch this campaign, and season. I think in Southeast Asia, festive season is very important to us. Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Christmas, and all this, even November 11 campaign, right? So we encourage all our merchants to join this campaign, and they will very much, benefited and learn so much from this campaign as well. Next page. And we have achieved wonderful results. Each campaign, you can see that some campaign, the highest November 11 campaign, almost 1 billion were achieved. Sales target were achieved. The basically general the ripple effect, and or from the minimum would be 300 million up to 900 million as well. So in totals, we have created 2.95 billion ringgit to the whole economy. And then we will be able to digitalize almost 130, almost 200,000 merchants as well. Those are whether it's a first timer or the veteran merchants as well. So they all benefited from the voucher campaign. And we spent only 7 million, but we have achieved a total target of 2.95 billion. So it's really a very strong indicator of how e-commerce has been growing for the past 1.5 years in Malaysia, especially during the COVID pandemic as well. Okay, next page, please. Okay, that's all for my presentation. So we would like to, encourage all of our compatriot, compatriot, from the digital economy sphere, whether in Southeast Asia or in Taiwan, to work with us. We welcome you to work with us to look for opportunity, not only in Malaysia, but Selangor as a gateway towards, Southeast Asia as well. Thank you.